Okay, last video for Wednesday, February, oh goodness. Last math video for Wednesday, April 29th, 2020. All right, this one is estimating in word problems with fractions. Take a deep breath, we can do this. All right, the first problem is Jim mails one package that weighs 3/8 pound and another that weighs 2/3 a pound. What is the total weight of both packages? So they want you to estimate first what the weight is, and then do the problem to see if they come close and whether or not your answer is reasonable. So when I estimate that 3/8 is close to 1/2, and 2/3 is also close to 1/2. So when I add 1/2 and 1/2 together, that would equal 1. So that's my estimation. All right, this 1/2 and 1/2 added together equaling 1. So now we're going to do the problem to see how close we got and to see whether our answer is reasonable. So 3/8 plus 2/3, and we're going to have to find common denominators. So we have done this before, so we're going to skip to the point where the common denominator we know is 24. So 24ths, 8 times 3 is 24, so that's 9 24ths plus 8. So 2 times 8 is 16. 16 24ths. Well, 9 plus 16 equals 25 24ths. And if we simplify that, 25 24ths. And if we simplify that, how many 24ths are in 25? How many ones? How many whole numbers? We have 24 24ths inside of that 25 24ths. So we can simplify that. We have 1 and 1/24 is our answer. And when we estimated, we got 1. 1 and 1/24 is really, really close to 1. So our answer is reasonable. Okay. Number 2. Rosa needs 5 1/4 yards of ribbon for a craft project. She already has 2 7/8 yards of ribbon. How many more yards of ribbon does she need to buy? So I already need to know that I'm going to be subtracting. So I'm going to estimate that 5 1/4 is what they call a benchmark. All right, a quarter is a benchmark. And 2 7/8 2 7/8 is almost 3. It's almost 3. So we're going to have 5 1/4 minus 3. And that 1/4 minus 0 is 1/4. And 5 minus 3 is 2. So we're going to estimate, that's our estimated answer, 2 1/4. She needs about 2 1/4 more yards. So now we're going to solve this. 5 1/4 minus 2 7/8. So we're going to have to find a common denominator And since we've been doing common denominators, we know that the common denominator for this one is eighths. So we're going to keep that 2 7/8. And 4 times 2 is 8, so we multiply that 1 on the top. 1 times 2 is 2, so we have 5 2/8 minus 7/8. So we're going to have to get a 1 from here in 8/8, so where this is going to be a 4. 8/8 plus 2/8 is 10/8. So we have 10/8 minus 7/8, which is 3/8, and 4 minus 2 is 2. Alright, that's our actual answer, 2 3/8. 2 3/8 and 2 1/4 are very, very close, and so that is a reasonable estimate. Okay, our last one. To make fruit punch, Tyrone needs 3 3/8 quarts of orange juice and 3 3/4 quarts of cranberry juice. How many quarts of juice does he need in all? Alright, 3 3/8 is close to 3 1/2. And 3 1/4 is a benchmark. Oh, sorry. 3 3/4, not 3 1/4. 3 3/4 is a benchmark. Alright, so we're 3 1/2 plus 3 3/4. So we can change that 3 1/2 to 3 2/4 plus 3 3/4, which gives us 6 5/4. Alright, so 4/4 out of that goes over here. 7 1/4. Alright, so 7 1/4 is our estimated answer. 7 1/4 quarts. So let's solve it and find out if we're close. That estimation is good. So 3 3/8 plus 3 3/4. So we get to keep that 3/8 because an 8 and a 4 are common denominator for that would be 8s. 4 times 2 is 8, so we have to multiply that 3 on the top of the 3/4. 3 times 2 is 6, so we have 3/8. 3 3/8 plus 3 6/8. So 6, 3 plus 6 is 9/8. So again, we have one hole in here with an 1/8 left over, so our answer is 7 1/8. 7 1/8 and 7 1/4 are really, really close, so that estimated answer is correct, and our answer is correct. Alright, you have page 28 to do on your own if you have questions. We have a help session tomorrow at 10 o'clock, and we have a help session tomorrow at 1:30. Thank you.